कॉर्पोरेट इंडिया पर जबरन सीएसआर लादना गलत है। रेट्रोस्पेक्टिव टैक्स ने भारत की छवि खराब की है और निवेशकों को लुभाने के लिए अगले 10 साल तक टैक्स के नियम नहीं बदलने का वादा करना चाहिए। ये सारी बातें किसी बिजनेस लीडर ने नहीं बल्कि ईशा फाउंडेशन के सदगुरु ने की है। कॉर्पोरेट इंडिया में स्पिरिचुअलिज्म के लिए कहाँ जगह है, इस पर सदगुरु के साथ देखिए मेरी एक खास बातचीत। CNBC आवाज पर आज हमारे साथ एक बहुत ही खास मेहमान हैं। ईशा फाउंडेशन के सदगुरु को आप सब जानते हैं, एक योगी के रूप में, एक आध्यात्मिक गुरु के रूप में, एक लाइफ कोच के रूप में। और आज हम इनसे बात करेंगे कि कॉर्पोरेट दुनिया में स्पिरिचुअलिज्म के लिए कहाँ जगह है। बहुत बहुत स्वागत है आपका CNBC आवाज पर। शुक्रिया हमसे बात करने के लिए। आप जल्द ही इंडिया इकोनॉमिक समिट में हिस्सा लेंगे, इनॉग्यूरल सेशन में आप होंगे। इनसाइट नाम की आपकी एक वर्कशॉप है बिजनेस लीडर्स के लिए। मेरा आपसे ये सवाल है कि कॉर्पोरेट दुनिया में स्पिरिचुअलिज्म के लिए क्या जगह है? इन अ कट थ्रोट competitive environment, where is the space for spiritualism?
Cutthroat is a very strong word to use. Competition. When people are successful, they don't think they're cutthroat. Those who have failed think the world is cutthroat. Okay. So when people fail, they have strong words to describe what would have been very different if they had succeeded. So where is the space for spiritual process in business? There is no room for spiritual process in any activity, but there is room for spiritual process within a human being. Whether you're doing business or you're doing art, music, whatever it may be, how well you can function essentially is determined by how well you can harness this body and this mind. When you cannot manage your own mind, how are you going to manage your business? When you yourself are an issue, how are you going to handle or address the issues in the world around you? So if you want to do anything efficiently, if you want to take on challenges and go through it smoothly, the most important thing is you have the necessary inner balance within yourself. So whether you're in business or politics or what work you do is immaterial. If you want to function well, the more you know about this, the better you can handle this. The better you can handle this, the more successful you are with whatever activity you have chosen to do. So I don't see why business people shouldn't have a spiritual process, especially now that country's well-being depends upon how well the businesses function. I think every business person must have a spiritual dimension. This is our goal, that leadership, whether political, business, bureaucratic, social, whatever kind, anybody who can influence many people, that everything that you do impacts millions of people, if that is the kind of position that you found yourself in, you must first thing is have a spiritual process. Or in other words, if you believe that your work is important, first thing is you must work upon yourself. And that is what spiritual process means, that you're beginning to work upon yourself. You understand, unless you improve the quality of this person, the quality of the activity that this person performs cannot improve.
Is there also a social message with this? जब आप corporate leaders से बात करते हैं और जैसे आपने कहा influential लोगों को आप समझाते हैं चीज़ें, क्या इसमें एक social message भी है? क्योंकि corporate दुनिया में अब तक CSR की बात होती है, लेकिन जब वो business leader spirituality को महसूस करता है, क्या उसका दिल और नरम होना चाहिए? क्योंकि आप ऐसी एक सिस्टम में है जहाँ कॉस्ट एफिशिएंसी सबसे ज़्यादा होनी चाहिए, आप सबसे ज़्यादा आपके बिजनेस को बढ़ाने की सोचते हो, sometimes at the cost of others.
See, we have chosen market economy. There is nothing at the cost of others, everything is at the cost of others at the same time. Why I'm saying this is, because I'm not saying this is the best way to live, but right now we have taken that step, it's best we make it work. We have taken to market economy, you must make it work. If you ask me, I don't believe in all this corporate social responsibility. You may be shocked by this. Let me tell you why. This corporate social responsibility is very good for us, for the Isha Foundation, because for all the work that we are doing, now they're compelled to sponsor something, a school or an environmental activity or a dispensary or a hospital, something that we do for the rural population. Corporates are compelled to do it now. But this is not good for business, in the sense, if you want business to succeed in this country, once you fix the rules of the game, when somebody invests money, what are the rules? When he wants to take back the money, the same rules must exist. Every other day you change the rules. See, right now, let's say there is an income tax of 30%. Once I pay my 36% tax, you must not be asking me to build a school or a college or a hospital or whatever, that's the administration's business, okay? This is not the business of the corporate. This is not the business of the business person. The business of the business person is to make money. The more money he makes, the more it spreads, the prosperity spreads to everybody. So if you want to fix 40% tax, fix it. But then somebody can decide whether they want to do business in this country or not. So whenever somebody makes money, you change rules, you will not get people to do business in the country. Right now we are 142 among the 192 nations.
Absolutely.
In terms of the ease of business. And one important thing is change of rules which keep on happening. So when somebody has to invest, if there is a set of rules, don't change the goalpost halfway down. If you want to change it, once you say this is the tax, it's over. After that, don't tell me moral things to do. That's not a business person's thing to do. That's not the government's thing to give that… make it into a law like that. Me as a spiritual leader, I can try to melt their hearts. That's a different thing. That is to make willingness come in their hearts to do whatever they wish to do as human beings. But as a business, business must make profit. If a business doesn't make profit, it's no good business, isn't it?
The point you made about changing goalposts, ये बहुत ही ज़रूरी हो जाता है कॉर्पोरेट दुनिया में, खास करके रेट्रोस्पेक्टिव टैक्स की जो इतनी बड़ी मुद्दा हुआ है। आपका इस पर ये भी मानना है कि रेट्रोस्पेक्टिव टैक्स बेसिकली essentially is an unfair method, and with that, what do you think of something like PPP? If you think that business's job is just to make money, what is your view on an idea like public-private partnership?
See, if it's profitable for the business to make the partnership, they'll make any kind of partnership. That is the thing about a business person. The good thing about a business person is he's flexible. He's willing to make a deal with anybody if it's going to work, okay, for him. So when a business makes money and they pay their taxes, it is the business of the government to provide all the other things. Don't ask a business to build schools, to build hospitals, to build things. It's not the right way to do it. I'm saying do not even change the future tax. You're talking about retrospective tax, which is a crime, if you ask me. Now I've done business here, I've made money, so now you say different taxation for me. This is just… this is crime. In a business world, this is considered a crime. We have still not grasped it. Only because our rules are so ambiguous, everybody hesitates to do business in this country. We must make the business rules so simple that everybody knows what it is. When somebody has to put their money, if you want to put your money into a place, you want to know that it's safe.
Right.
Otherwise, why will you put it? Nobody will put money into any place when you create unsafe situations. Unsafe does not mean something else. When the government keeps changing rules, it's unsafe. Now if you say, these are the taxes that we are putting, you must say, next 10 years there will be no change. After 10 years we'll reconsider. But next 10 years there will be no question of moving goalposts in this country. If you give that assurance, you will see money will pour into this country because there is a whole lot of investment sitting in affluent countries. They don't know where to invest. India is an emerging market. With 1.25 billion people, we are a world by ourselves. People will want to invest here if you create a reliable situation, a stable situation, at least in terms of law. There are various other variables in doing business, there's various other risks which people are willing to take. But the fundamental rules of doing business, if you keep changing, nobody will do business with us.
बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया हमसे बात करने के लिए सद्गुरु। नमस्कार।